Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Excited to play some more Grishoalbrand in 2024, or Grizzle Pig as I've been calling it. A lot of decks I want to try out, but I just had so much fun playing this. I want to run it back. Made a few changes. Someone pointed out she's playing Neonate over Merchant. I do think there is some slight upsides to Merchant being able to cast Haggle and then the Merchant side. We did say that come up in one of our games, but I think being able to play Neonate out on curve and then leave it for the turn that we need it, so to speak, is a powerful effect, and I think worth exploring. And I went up to 3 here. Um, we trimmed one of our desperate rituals. I'm not 100% sold on that, but had to trim somewhere. And we switched out our Emrakuls for Koma. And let me defend this, because obviously Emrakul is beloved, and I love, making Emrakuls as much as the next guy. Also, Neonate is good with Emrakul, right? But here are my reasons. One, Koma can be exiled to Shoal, so that's a slight upside being green. Two, Koma can be discarded on a turn 1 looting or turn 2 looting in a way that Emrakul cannot. And so it can sit in the graveyard waiting for a Goryo's Vengeance, which is great. Three, it's actually harder to deal with than Emrakul because Solitude can't just hit it. Um, and four, it's much better with the boar, the pig, than Emrakul because you still get its trigger when it hits the opponent, whereas Emrakul does not get its Annihilator trigger when you use the pig. And then kind of a fifth one, it's also marginally, I guess it's not necessarily better with Fury of the Horde, but it is good with Fury of the Horde because you get multiple triggers on making 4 serpents. I guess if you get multiple triggers, multiple attacks, Koma should be killing them, and Emrakul would have as well. So that part's moot. So we went down 1 worm because we're adding green cards to the deck, and that's one of the reasons we get to play the extra Neonate and the 4th Koma where we only had 3 Emrakul, and that's why I had a cut in Emrakul. Is like, well, I needed my 4 worms, and they're kind of equally as good with Breach. Koma doesn't do as much initial damage, but leaves behind more things. Um, Technically a little less power. I mean, World Spine Worm makes 15 worth of power. Koma makes 12 worth of power. I wish they just made Koma a 12. I don't know why it leaves behind 12 power, but doesn't attack for 12. Other than that, I did add. I know I clicked this already, but I added a second Arena of Glory because playing that into the pig was very strong the one time I got to do it. I don't think it's a really high opportunity cost. I cut one of the blood crypts. Um, Oh yeah, and I did make a few changes to the sideboard. I decided not to try to hedge as much against counter magic, although Thoughtseize is a little more flexible because it can take counter magic as well as be used for a multitude of things. Magus is kind of in here as a. I was looking at the creativity lists, and although they play a lot of mountains, it's funny that Magus is actually good against them. It turns off their Dwarven Mines, and they can't cast Persist at all while Magus is in play. So right now, a creativity seems to be emerging as a top deck with Hollow One right behind it and Affinity. So Leyline being good against creativity and Hollow One. I want those still. Went up to just a third meltdown for Affinity. 2 Pyroclasm still out there for energy. So trying out Moon and Thoughtseize in the sideboard, see how it feels. Again, I'm not trying to pretend that I know the exact 75 you should play, and we'll see if Koma feels worse than Emrakul. It's possible, but like I said, I had a lot of fun playing it, and I'm excited to give it a go here. So we have 2 lands, 2 rituals, a breach, and 2 worms. So we're 1 land short, right? Turn 2, we can make 4 mana. We're a land or a shoal short of a turn 2 win, or turn 2 worm that leaves behind. So I think we'll keep that. We get to kind of survey on the first turn. We can either set up for a turn 3 win with a land, or if we see a shoal, or I guess another ritual even, but we can use that. Goryo's. It's really awkward, but we are graveyarding that with this hand. We're not anywhere near using a Goryo's. Not my favorite to show my opponent Goryo's and not be playing it in my first game, but it is what it is. We'll play this out. Not take damage. Opponent could be playing an aggressive deck. They could be playing creativity. They could be on, who knows? It could be mono red. This feels like a, what could be? It could be Scape Shift deck. It could be the creativity list though. Seems the most likely. I assume they play a couple of the Surveil. This, yeah, that feels like persist mana. Okay. Um, should be all set. I'm trying to think. Don't think they play anything that can remove all 3 tokens. And the nice thing about this creativity list that is popular is it's not playing force negations like the creativities of old. I would definitely like to attack him and not Renin 6. Okay, opponent. You can make your 3rd land drop at 1 life against 15 worth of damage. There you go. Turn 3 worm, still good. I'm interested. I mentioned Magus being good against them and Leyline, and I don't know if I can really fit 7 cards in. I showed them Goryo's, but they saw the Breach win. What do they play in their sideboard? More often than not. I was just looking at their list. I think they play Thoughtseizes, but those might be main. Obviously, none of this is decided too, because like people play different things. They might play Terrestodon. If that would probably only be after they see Leyline. We could kill our lands, I guess. Patchwork Formation can awkwardly kill our Grishoalbrand for 2 mana, but it doesn't hit anything else in the deck, which is nice. Veil Summer, Leyline. So yeah, Leyline of the Voids probably come in. I like that Sanctity stops Archon triggers and bolts to the face and Inquisition and Thoughtseize. I think I want to try to fit these. Do I trim? The question is like, do I trim on Goryo's plan because I expect Leyline of the Void? I don't know if I want to go all in. It's like Neonate can actually get damage in, whereas Looting can't, but Looting's a lot stronger, but Looting gets worse against Leyline. Worm is worse against Leyline. I think we can afford to go down on Worm because we play the Komas for the Shoals. I do. I think I'm going to trim on our Graveyard plan. Because we're on Magus. The problem is, like, I want beats for Magus, so maybe we're just trimming Lootings. It feels bad. Looting is, like, the reason we're playing the list right now, right? But I think we want to try it that way. Let's see what happens. It's all nebulous right now. I'm making it up as I go because this deck is made up. This is like a really slow Koma. Probably not good enough. Yeah. Because we have Leyline, let's take a mole. I like a turn 2 Magus. Yeah, we'll keep. What do I want between these two? Trying to think on average. I'm gonna keep the Koma. Just because of the ward mostly. No Leyline of the Void. It's nice. Something to note. Maybe we sideboard back into the graveyard plan, but maybe they just didn't draw it or didn't have it in their starting hand. They kept their 7. Yeah. Thoughtseize? No. Looting. They might just have a turn 2 Archon. Should have mulled for that Leyline. Nope, no Archon. There's that patchwork formation. We'll play this out because I want to get the theater, and then I'll turn to fetch a swamp, and then ritual into Magus. And like I said, I don't think they play a basic swamp. They can't afford to play non-mountains, and so we'll turn off their. Oh, I don't want to pass the whole turn. Oh, too late. I was gonna turn off your Thoughtseize. Oh well. Say we turn off their Thoughtseizes, Inquisitions, and Persists. They probably took out pushes. They can't hardcast an Archon either, so It's very effective against them, but unfortunately they had an answer. So now we really just want to dig for a... Not that. Through the Reach. There are a lot of instances where it feels like I want a second Surveil land, and so maybe I want to put one of those in. Like that seems to come up fairly consistently. Although I know as soon as I put a second one in, I'll have a hand with like double Rakdos Theater and be unable to keep it because I otherwise would have had like a turn 2 Goryo's or something. Another looting. They could still persist this turn. Yep, double Archon. No persist. Okay, I was gonna say I think we just concede to persist. I mean, maybe we discard this and hope to. We kept in what, 2 Goryo's? I think maybe we sideboarded out too aggressively on the lootings. It is part of what makes this deck like work. Um, I think we double looting or double ritual here. One of the benefits of Monk is that it picks up one of the rituals, so like we still can cast a Through the Breach next turn. It's a threat that's unpushable, although it is boltable. Boltable. You have a creativity? Yeah, I don't think we survive this. Oh, it's Terrastodon. They took. Oh, they didn't take out their Archons, but they added Terrastodon. Interesting, interesting. Swings for 9. Do we win the swing back? If I swing now, he blocks 1, takes 3, 6, 7, 8. And if he swings, he's dead. If I don't swing, he could start getting removal and stuff. I think I'll just attack. Yeah. Now he can't swing because I'll have lethal. So he has to have removal for a couple elephants. I also just have lethal next turn by getting 1 prowess trigger, assuming he doesn't have removal. Don't think this Terrastodon is working out the way he planned. Renin 6 is good, making land drops. Do you have a bolt, sir? Do you have a push? Probably should have just fetched on his end step, but whatever. Prowess trigger for lethal. I don't know. Don't think it matters. And if you surprised me with removal here, then you did it. But nope, we won. Okay. Well, we beat the best deck in the format handedly. That was fun. I think I sideboarded slightly incorrectly, but didn't matter. Because our opponent did too. I don't know. Back in the day when I played Creativity, Terrastodon didn't feel like the right choice except in like limited scenarios. And so I don't know if he was expecting Leyline maybe. I'm trying to think why he brought that in. Archon seems pretty good at killing us fast, whereas Terrastodon does not kill us fast. Like even if it didn't kill him, we could have just like Goryo's only cost 2 mana. And we could have been at 4 or 5 lands. I don't know. Seems loose. Don't bring in Terrastodon unless you know it's gonna win you the game, is my point in what I'm saying. And maybe we'll run a league with Creativity. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you want to see like the best deck in the format. If you're like, how do I play the best deck? Or if you like seeing wonky brews and Goryo's Vengeance combos. Because I got a couple more of those, and I have a couple more Mox Opal. I want to try to play Thopter Foundry lists. I want to play a Time Sieve list. It's probably an Asmo build. But Playing against Giacomo, 13. Um, if we draw into a Goryo's, this hand is great. Hmm. I think I'll keep. I think we're gonna fetch a theater first, and try to set up for a turn 3 instead of aggressively using the neonate. Um, we'll see if that pays off or not. In paper, when I fetched, I would just look at the top card and be like, was I gonna draw a Goryo's? Can't do that in line. I wish there was a way to be like, hey, I'm fetching. Can you just tell me what the top card of my deck was when I started fetching? Just a Darksteel Citadel seems like a very bad start for an Affinity deck. It's possible to learn something else. Do I want to keep Breach? Hmm. Part of me says no, but at the same time, this could win us the game. So I don't think we can risk graveyarding it and then like drawing lands and or creatures, and then just lose the handful of nonsense. So at least this means, you know, we draw a couple more lands or a ritual, or even we could utilize man, I'm blanking. A shoal. A shoal makes this cost 4 mana instead of 5, and we already have 3, so between 4 shoals, 3 rituals, we have chances to make this work. Okay, Glimmer Void, okay. What else? We're casting stuff now? Smith. Okay. Let me go get a tapped Blood Crypt. I assume we're going to see a 0-drop come down after this. I think I'll just go ahead and use this now. Which one would I rather breach? Which one would I rather Goryo's? We'll get rid of this. We'll keep the World Eater. Ah, I picked the wrong one. Should have discarded the World Eater. Okay. Hmm. So if we draw the shoal, we'd still need a land as well. We draw a... Oh, man. Right on time. Is there any reason to play out a land first? I don't think so. Just go for it. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Let's gain some life. Let's attack. We have to show them fury before they realize that they are super dead. I would like to take another combat step, please. Attack again. I'm always worried I'm going to accidentally like pass through my second main. They got to see one more fury. Okay, they just conceded. I mean, I could draw 28 cards, so the chances of me not hitting a fury were basically impossible. Because I could also just hit another shoal and then draw 7 more. So, um, it seems like Magus Meltdown is probably the move here. Question is if this is over sideboarding. Hard to tell exactly what version of artifact deck they're playing, but we can definitely expect Mox Opals. And they obviously had Springleaf Drum, so I assume they're playing the Memnites and the Ornithopters and just kept a slow hand. So yeah, they saw Goryo's. They didn't see through the breach. I think from now on we want to leave in our draw cards. Let's take out the worms. And maybe one shoal. Makes our fury a little worse. We'll trim on the fury plan. Yeah, you know what? I think let's go actually no fury. Let's try that. Obviously makes our Grishoalbrand slightly worse, but because it's the plan they saw, we'll hope to go a different way. We have Gorals and Looting. I think we keep that hand. And, I mean, Meltdown, yeah. We definitely keep. I was going to say, lands with these two spells, I think we keep 90% of the time. kind of regardless of what these two cards are, but these two cards are hopefully very good against them, so we'll keep them. Especially because we saw a Glimmer Void, we might be able to catch them where like a Meltdown also destroys their land, which would be great. But we'll lead on Theater and maybe a Lockdown next turn. Yeah, we'll graveyard that. Maybe we don't even use the Meltdown. Maybe we're just gonna Goryo's a Koma and put them in a coma. Oh, that's not nice, I guess. I don't condone hurting people. Not in real life. I don't actually want to threaten anyone. Ooh, Esper Sentinel. That's a strong card. Hmm. Ooh, Ravager. I think that this. I'll get the basic swamp in case this somehow ends up not being enough, or like he surgicals in response. Does get to draw an extra card, unfortunately. Because if something happens here where this isn't enough to kill him, he doesn't have an Ink Moth out, so I'm not really worried about like just dying next turn to like Ravager nonsense. And so I'm just gonna Meltdown for X's 2, which will ideally wipe his whole board. So if he plays something like Etch Champion this turn that he can put all the counters on. Oh, he's got a Portable Hole. One of our, what are these? Serpents. They are serpents. Each coil is its own serpent. That is disgusting. So big. That's what she said. Double Portable Hole. Unfortunately, when we melt down, we don't get our tokens back. But he didn't play anything that will survive the meltdown, which feels good. So we'll still put him to 3 this turn. So this will be very effective. He does get to draw 1 card, but not too worried about that. It doesn't draw X cards, right? No, just draw a card. I was going to say, is he going to put a bunch of counters on this and then... Wish it killed this Darksteel Citadel. So we leave them with 3 cards in hand, 3 lands at 3 life against 2 tokens. We're also pretty close to just breaching 1 in anyway, and we can play the Magus next turn, which will be very effective at stopping them from doing anything else. Ooh, they make Urza. Okay, that's blockers, but one of them's gonna die. Yeah, I think we just go ahead and Magus. And do I want a looting? No. We'll go to combat first. He has to block both, which means he has to lose the construct token. Unfortunately, this still counts as an artifact, which is annoying. It doesn't change its super type, it changes its subtype. And it doesn't kill a Glimmer Void because it loses its ability. You know, semantics. I guess because my opponent hasn't like just conceded. Let's go ahead and... Ah, beautiful. We'll put another Koma in the graveyard. I guess the Grishoalbrand too. No, because we'll want to breach in the Grishoalbrand maybe. I guess Meltdown. Next turn we get to breach Grizzle. So he has to somehow wipe my board and have a flying blocker with 5 red mana in his blue-white artifact list. Oh, what is... I don't even know. What does his ability do again? Shuffle your library, exile a top card. Oh. What? I wonder what he could hit there. That was a quick 2-0. A lot of fun. We are so far undefeated with our updated Grishoalbrand lists. Feeling good. And I mean, last league I really faced some weird decks. I faced a mono white Stoneblade and I faced a mono black Rack deck. So we just faced like probably the... I don't know what version of Affinity that was, but we faced like essentially 2 of the top strategies in the format right now, which is Affinity and Indomitable Creativity. We made creativity look pretty silly. I don't think we're keeping this. Don't really want to mold a 5. This is just lands and breach. I guess it is Breach, but Shoal doesn't make it faster. Only Ritual does. We have none of our draw spells. I guess I could fetch a Theater. And we have Glory if we do draw. I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to say this is against my better judgment. You're probably supposed to go to 5 here. So if I lose, it's all your fault for making me take the risk. Just that's fair. That's the truth. Don't like that fetch sitting there. That makes me feel like we're playing a counterspell deck, which I need to be very fast against, and I kept a very slow hand. Definitely putting that in the graveyard. Okay. Perfect. I really wanted to draw another land. How did my deck know? I was like, oh, you want another land? Here you go, Jimmy. Thanks, deck. Hey, that's okay. What is this? Jeskai energy? I will say the Mockingbird copying Ocelot plan is very annoying. Yep, it's energy. Might not be Jeskai. They might just be playing any white fetch. But I did face one in testing earlier. Double Arena Glory. Guess we're doing this. I don't know. Probably doesn't help, but technically, I mean, they could still burn an energy for any color, but maybe it slows them down a little. I don't know. Otherwise, it's just sitting in our hand. We don't have Fury. We're not going for a Fury win anytime soon because we don't have Grishoalbrand either. Yeah, look, perfect. That's exactly what I was just talking about. How do you know? They are slow. This is a slower start than I've seen, so this might be enough. It'd be really awkward to draw one more red card, and if I hadn't cast this Sundering Eruption, we could have done double Koma attack. So I might have been too aggressive in throwing away the Sundering Eruption. Ooh. Well, shoot. So if I attack with Grishoalbrand, I get to draw 14 cards. Yeah, I think I think we're just going to go for the Grishoalbrand win here. Koma only puts them to 12, and although it makes tokens, they could have removals. If they have like Solitude, then I guess it didn't really matter what we did. Oh, we should have done this. They have Thraben Charm. I forgot about this stupid card. Okay, well, I made a mistake. We should have played Koma. We're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're dead. Cool. I hate this card. It also it exiles our whole graveyard. We could have won, but I'm bad at magic. Should I play? Maybe I bring in mages. Seems like we might catch them with their pants down, so to speak. That sounded weird. I don't want to catch anyone with their pants down. I'm going to trim on Worm because it's sometimes not enough. And they gain a ton of life. I have to be pretty fast against them, so it's hard to really trim on our Vengeance plan. Everything we have is trying to go fast. I guess we trim a Fury. A Grishoalbrand. We really should have used Koma there. That was sad. Just go all the way down on Worm. Okay. Let's hope we have a good starter. We will keep. We're going to go ahead and get the Cathedra first. I think we're going to forward to Neonate this following turn to set up for a turn 3 Pyroclasm because we don't really want to cast it turn 2 just to trade for a Goddess Souls. We really need another land. I think we're going to put that top though. We'll draw it and then hope to hit our third land here with the Neonate. We can block. We'll discard this Koma because we can Goryo's it. Means the Shoal is dead in our hand for now, but that's okay. What does our opponent play? Well, they've got a basic, so now our Magus is less good. Block. We got the third land. Another land. Let's do this. Oh. Cast this guy. Maybe we discard the Shoal at this point. We already have a fourth land, so like we really just want to draw into a breach. Oh, is he gonna hit this? He is gonna hit this. Okay. Interesting. But I will activate in response. We drew the breach. We are one land short currently. Magus doesn't stop them from much, but I think it's better to have a 2/2 out there than nothing. Okay. I mean, it ate a bolt, gained us 3 life. Ooh, interesting play. Ragavan dash. Excuse me. Took one of our breaches, which is fine. That we just want to draw a land. That's not a land. That's another Magus. Mooney. The tidal forces of Blood Moon wrench and buckle the land, drawing monoliths of stone and soil toward the flaming orb. The gods imprisoned Koma, fearing he would eventually devour the cosmos himself. Doesn't really look like a cosmos eating worm. He's only an 8/12. Like World Spine Worm is bigger than him, and World Spine Worm just like comes out of the soil, and this guy's supposed to be eating worlds. Doesn't quite add up. Like only has one more power than Grishoalbrand, who's just like a demon. Faith is looting. They might cast that. Opponent is ramping a lot. Let's hope our through the breach. We really just need. Come on, let me cast it. Give me a land or a potato. Maybe I should play Ragavan. Yay, it's a land. Just don't want to do damage to myself. I only have one black source, but oh well, we'll live. This has Ward 4, so you can't target it with your nonsense. Oh, they're going to try? No, they're going to surveil. Don't think they have something that can answer all of them, and I also only need to connect with 2 of them, which is nice. Are they blue? They are blue. I mean, obviously they're blue. Just didn't realize that it made blue tokens. Why wouldn't they be blue and green? Oh, Flage might do it. Flage kills 1, blocks 1, goes to 9. Yeah, that's annoying. I should have seen that coming. So we're not dead. Or we're not. They're not dead. And a static prison? Man, that's a bummer. Because now I can't even block the Flage. If I had 3 out, he could kill 1 and the other 2 could trade with the Flage, but now I can't even do that. So what could I possibly do? If I flash back looting and hit exactly Goryo's, maybe? I could wait a turn. Let's try it. If you flash back, you end up with whatever number of cards you had in your hand. I guess we'll keep the breach and maybe we draw well next turn. Don't think it's worth attacking. He'll attack, kill 1, and we can at least hold back the Ragavan for a turn. We hope to draw either a Grishoalbrand, another Koma, or pig, I guess. Pig isn't big enough, so that's not ideal. Yeah, so we held down the Ragavan for one turn. Next turn, it won't matter. We'll let him hit us down to 8, so we're just dead after this turn. Well, we'll try for Goryo's one more time. None of those are Goryo's. Okay. Double check, make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, we're dead. Cool, 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 cool. So notably there, in that second, why did I think we won the first game? Anyways, in that second match, if that Koma was a Emrakul, we would have won, obviously. But there's been multiple instances though where we're discarding them where we couldn't discard the Emrakul. So something to keep track of. I haven't used one on a shoal yet, but it has allowed me to take out the worm without giving up the shoal plan. So I don't know. Hard to gauge exactly. Joseba. I'm gonna keep. This hand's really close. If we draw... Oh, we don't have a black source, I just realized. This hand is not as close as I thought. I was going to say, all we need to do is draw a Koma, a Worm, or a Grishoalbrand, and we can turn to Goryo's the Ilharg, but we're actually short a black source to cast the Goryos on turn 2. I'll still lead on the Snow-Covered Mountain and Neonate. Opponent has mold to 5. Wonder if they're on Affinity or Creativity. I guess I don't want to yield through the turn in case they kill this. Okay, they are Affinity or some form of it. Just discard the pig anyway. That's not what we want to see. It's one of our worst draws. We draw the arena after discarding pig. Wah, 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 wah. Yikes. This wasn't that good of a keep. I mistakenly just looked at like, oh, 3 lands, Goryo's Neonate, pig. So I thought like, I just thought I had a black land. Oh, it's hammer specifically. Okay. But I had a black source. With a black source, this is a lot closer because then we draw any creature and we can just kill him. Well, not any creature, but yeah. So like this turn, right? Now we're in the awkward place of like, we're still 2 mana short of this. So we need to draw 1, 2, 3. We'll have 4 mana next turn. So hopefully we draw any green card. So a shoal, we have 3 shoals, 3 worms, and 4 Koma. So that's 10 green cards or one of our 3 rituals. So we have 13 hits out of 50. But I think this means we're just dead. Oh no, this doesn't make them free. It's the other guy that makes them free. It's when you play it, enters, you may attach it. Yeah, I don't know why they played this before the Sigarda's Aid. So we did not draw anything useful. I can kill the planes. I guess I had to mold a 4. I don't understand. Yes? Question mark? We'll be into game 5. The 5? I was gonna cast Sundering Eruption, but I think it's it's our 5th. Oh. Well, of course, now we draw the green card. At 15 life, we'll get to draw 21 cards off of Grishoalbrand. I think it's pretty solid that we can just win this turn. I don't actually want to go for the worm plan because they might smash back with hammer. So, oh yeah, we already have the gain 11. Um, excited to finally draw cards. They finally got their second line. I already have the 2 Gorios, so he does have a blocker, so we might need a third, which is fine. Oh, he realized that he needs to block now. Oh, I already have the 3rd horde, sorry. But I will need to draw in order to get more red cards. Just make sure you don't ever accidentally draw your whole deck. Um, it is, possible, especially online, to just kind of not be paying attention. Okay. I think, Meltdown is pretty effective. Is Pyroclasm effective? It's effective pre-hammer. Do we need Thoughtseize against them? These are the questions to ask yourself. Let's look at Hammer Time lists. They will play Haywire Might. That doesn't do anything against us. March of Otherworldly Light. Don't. They'd need a lot of white cards in their hand for that to be relevant. Pithing Needle. Okay, so that's a note to maybe not go all in on the and Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, that makes sense. Surge of Salvation does prevent all damage dealt by black or red sources to creatures. So that means he could infinitely block this with a what's it called? Ornithopter. Ilharg would still do damage through trample. So I think we actually want to trim our Grishoalbrand plan specifically because he's gonna have hate cards that hit this the most out of everything. Yeah, I expect to see the needles come in. Is that all we want to do? What do we want the Maguses? They play 4 planes. Yeah, pretty likely that. But it turns off Saga completely, which is just really nice, especially if Saga is their hammer. Sometimes they keep a hand where that's the only way they get hammer. Let's let's try to surprise them with. No, we'll leave it like this. We'll see what they bring in specifically, and maybe switch up our game plan if we have a game 3. Well, it's a turn to Koma the World Eater. Let's see if it's good enough. It might not be, honestly, but we shall see. Kind of what we do. Our opponent kept 7 this time. We'll just go get Theater first. Man. Opponent's doing things. Double Gorios. Interesting. La, da, 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 da. Oh. Shoot. Sorry. Big mistakey there. I needed to Faithless Looting this turn, and I didn't. I went on autopilot there. So, sometimes you just give games away because you're not paying attention. My apologies. Viewers at home who are like, what is he doing? Yeah. I had 2 untapped lands. I could have easily gotten looting into. Oh my gosh. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Meltdown doesn't really do anything right now. Unfortunate. I guess we can discard this guy now. Maybe just shuffle World Spine back in. Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's like hopefully they just go get Pithing Needle and name Grishoalbrand, and I at least feel good about that. Nope, Soul Guide Lantern, of course. I could have avoided this if I wasn't bad at magic. Could have already have hit him with Koma the World Eater and have 4 serpents in play. Now we just like can't Gorios until turn 4 where we can do 2. Guess I just melt down next turn actually, so. Dun, 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 dun. I guess Pyroclasm is pretty good. Another hammer. Do I want to wait to melt down? I don't think so. Just do this. And then I have to like flashback. Oh, I can't flashback. Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough. So now I won't have Metalcraft online, which at least slows down.
All the hard stuff I had to do today, so now just stuff.
He can at least beat us down with the Inkmoth Nexus. Oh no. Why doesn't he just... Okay, he is casting Hammer. Guess we want exactly looting here, but it won't be enough. So, my misplay there cost us that game. Feels bad, feels bad. Nazis might be worth it. Pyroclasm might be worth it. But I don't know how much we want to just like stay on our own game plan. Bring in like that. Is Thoughtseize just better than Meltdown sometimes? Sometimes. I don't know. Cut the Furies. Let's play like this. Like I said, if I, had time, I'd sit here and like run math, do the numbers, figure out actual sideboard plans against top decks, but instead we're doing it all on the fly. I guess we just hope to turn 1 looting and hit a Boreal's Vengeance plus land. Ideally. Oh, there's a Goyo's Vengeance. So we just need to top deck a land and then not have Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, here we go. Land, 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 land. Please, not a land. We give them a whole nother turn to find a Soul Guide Lantern. It's possible they're playing like Spell Pierce, but I don't see that in any of the lists. Come on. Have another land. They're playing their Mystic. Okay. Please, deck, give me a land for Christmas. I want to win this game. Yay. Let's see if it works. Does it work? Well, I don't know why I draw before. We could just attack first. Did I trim a Fury and still draw 2 of them? No, I trimmed a Ritual. Don't know if they're doing something or typing or mad. Hello, Josiba. Hopefully not mad. That would be frustrating. Way to end the league. I might just cut the video here. Okay. I do already have rituals and cards, and I can gain 11 life. Just need to not misclick. Um, Good luck in the future. Can't say the same. Ig? Cancer suffer ig. I guess. Can't say the same, I guess. I don't have time to finish the last round, which I know is annoying to leave it like this, but the deck is running well. And let's see, we have one game lost to a misplay. Another game lost was to choosing the wrong creature. Should have thrown with the. I should have remembered Thraben Charm was a card. And so we might have had a game 3 against our match 3 opponent. With just one choice being different, right? And so, I mean, we are 6-3 in games with one being two being misplays. So we could be 8-1 or 8-2. Yeah, 8-1 with possibly another loss if we still could have lost that game 3. But I think this deck is pretty well positioned right now. It felt great against creativity to be on such a like proactive plan. To have the backup to where it's like if they have Leyline of the Void, if they're playing Graveyard Hate, we can still kind of shuffle through our throw away our cards that are bad to that and just be on the Through the Breach plan or Pig plan. Um, I might try to fit another pig in here, but I don't think we really can afford to trim anywhere else. Maybe we go down a worm, up a pig, something like that. Um, World Eater has been good overall. Like I said, there was the one instance where Emrakul would have won it and this lost it, but I think on average it's better. So hope you enjoyed. Uh, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Have a fantastic day.